At the end of the Second World War, there were many aviation companies in the United States that were beginning to dip their toes into jet technology. You had Lockheed with the P-80 Shooting Star, Bell with the P-59 Aerocombat, Grumman with the F-9F Panther, North American with the FJ-1 Fury, and of course you had McDonnell with the F-H Phantom. Well, this is Chance Vought's entry into that particular part of aviation history. This is the Chance Vought F6U Pirate. In particular, Bureau number 122479, the second F6U ever built, and the only one left in existence, of 33. It was to be a carrier-capable naval fighter, but it was very unpopular with its crew, and was only in service for a few years and never operationally. I think there was only one squadron that flew it. I think it was like VX5 or something. Alright, let's start at the front. The Pirate was armed with 4 20mm cannons, nose mounted. Kind of similar arrangement to a Gloucester Meteor. I'm not even sure the wings folded on this aircraft, to be honest. This aircraft was built in, I believe, 1946 or 47, and was given over to the Navy sometime soon afterwards. So it's got the tricycle gear arrangement. The aircraft is powered by a single Westinghouse J34. If you know anything about Westinghouse engines, you know that they weren't very popular with the aircraft crews and maintenance crews. They were not very powerful. And they put the intakes on this aircraft in the root of the wings. I believe that's some kind of boundary layer or something. Right there. When they first started building these aircraft over at Grand Prairie in the Dallas area, they quickly found out that the runway was too short, and so they ended up having to truck these aircraft over to Ardmore, Oklahoma, where they had a longer runway that they had access to, and that's where they did flight testing on the aircraft. It was then that they found out the advantages of using an afterburner in the engine. So this became one of the first, if not the first, fighter aircraft that was equipped with an afterburner. Not that it did much good for the aircraft. Now, this being the only F6U that's ever been preserved, it was restored back in, I want to say 2008, 2009, and then sent over to Pensacola, Florida, where it sat for about 15 years until the Fort Worth Aviation Museum crew here went and picked it up about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. At least according to the time when this video is recorded in June of 2025. Here, of course, we have the engine. Although I don't think we actually have one installed. There's the jet pipe. This is an airplane that I don't really know too awful lot about. For instance, what is this? If anybody knows more about F6Us than I do, which is probably very few of y'all, maybe y'all can tell me what this fairing is for. Normally I would assume, being a Navy airplane, this would have a tail hook, but I don't think I've ever found one on this aircraft. It's got the speed brake doors here. Let's get down on the ground. Yeah, I don't see any place for a tail hook, do you? It might have been limited to land use only. We're going to be doing a full cosmetic restoration on the aircraft pretty soon. As you can see, the aircraft does need a fair bit of TLC. Hopefully, we'll be able to unlock the cockpit to see what they have left inside of it at some point. I'm told there's actually a few instruments left. Maybe somebody can take some pictures and find some flight dynamics, like in a manual or somewhere, to tell us how this airplane flew, so somebody can get a simulator made for it. Here we are back to the left-hand air intake. Let's go back around here, talk about the tail real quick. It's got a very Vought tail. You can sort of see the Corsair type of look to it, almost. And then it's got these vertical stabilizer pieces sort of affixed to the horizontals on either side of the tail. I'm assuming that had something to do with stability, because it being an early jet aircraft, we were still, figuring things out. This is one of those airplanes that I don't actually know an awful lot about. So if you have more info that you'd like to share on this aircraft, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and I will try and see if I can find more info on it in the future. Surely somebody has some in the archives. Alright, without further ado, Flight Sim Historian signing off for the day.